What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one I want to break down what's going on in Tesla stock and talk about some big news that just came out. But let me first say that I'm not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, deposit $100 into the account, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed up to 15 free stocks. Anyways, when it comes to the way the market's moving, Tesla's been making some very volatile moves. We got this pop in the morning thanks to Wedbush kind of like increasing its price target on Tesla. But then we got a very, very big downgrade, and a lot of bad headlines have been coming out for Tesla, which led this thing to selling off to our target of 165. That's the exact level I called out right here, 165. And that's where Tesla started to see some buyers stepping in again. But overall, we got a big drop on Tesla because of some bad news. What is the bad news? Well, there are a couple of things I want to talk about. The news is very negative in general for Tesla. We're seeing these headlines saying that Tesla and Boeing are the worst stocks in the S&P 500 this year, what they have in common. Tesla has demand issues. I'm seeing it all over the news. Now, there were some headlines talking about Wedbush increasing their price target, which was good, but we also saw another analyst from UBS cutting their target by 26.7% on lower Q1 deliveries. This was Patrick Hummel. He came out and he cut his Tesla price target from UBS based off their deliveries and based off estimates from $225 a share. That was their original expectation. Now it's $165 a share for Tesla. Once again, and as soon as they said 165, Tesla went exactly there, all the way down to 165 at least for Tesla. That is not the best of news to really hear. But with that happening, I want to now talk about what this means for Tesla moving forward. They're basically saying this because of the fact that with all this bad news coming out, they're saying that Tesla's not necessarily in the best of places. Hummels cited that Q1 deliveries may only, they may only be around 432,000. That's down from the previous estimate of about 466,000. So they're saying deliveries are the reason why. And now they're actually lowering everything, declining their deliveries forecast. So that's a big, big, big decrease on Tesla. How is the share price looking? We popped a little bit above 170, grabbing liquidity, and then they dropped it all the way down to 165. So now, once we hit 165, we're seeing the buyers defending it. Watch 167.8. This is the previous support here, becoming resistance. That's going to be our next resistance level, just under 168. And then above that, if we do break past this, we could try to get closer to 170. But I think that what's going to likely happen is we just kind of trade sideways for the majority of the day. Tesla might try to push back up here, come back down later on, and just continue to remain range bound between 165 and 170, going back and forth and back and forth. Now, if we get another bad price cut, another downgrade, there is a risk of Tesla dropping lower. So if we lose 165, we could go down to 162. But I'm not counting on that right now. I think that it just might remain in this range, and we'll just see what happens from here. For SPY, in my opinion, is not looking the best. So I said in the morning, watch and see which way this breaks, and watch 516.5. If we lost this, we could sink to 515. If not, 513.5 if we ended up losing that. So there was 514.2, then 513.5. We came down to 513.35, so just a little bit under this support right here. So I think they were triggering some stops when people started going long at this previous area. And then what happened was we're trying to make our way back up to 515, and SPY is kind of just shuffling from here. Could push a little bit higher, then come back down, but I think it's going to shuffle a lot. I just want to note that this big drop happened because PPI inflationary data was hotter than expected. Onto the QQQ charts, and like I said before, SPY could just continue to shuffle. But on the QQQ, we're seeing something similar. This came all the way down to 438. It's now shuffling between 438 and 440. May continue to do so for some time, but overall, the chart is showing a little bit more weakness than before, so just be careful on the QQQ. There is a risk of this thing dropping a bit lower, and that's also because of Nvidia. Nvidia is also not looking the strongest. Basically, we're below our 885 area, and now we're approaching this imbalance. We actually touched the imbalance at 875. So now watch 885 as resistance, 892, and there is a potential area for this. This kind of looks like a head and shoulders like structure. Actually, they have like a left shoulder here, the head and the right shoulder. So I could see a little bit more downside. Nvidia could actually sink a little bit later on. It might shuffle a bit close to 885, this key level, which is right here. Could even pop a little bit above it, come back down, just shuffle a little bit. But I do believe there's a risk of it coming down lower towards the 877 area, if not 872. So watch for that carefully on Nvidia. I'm calling that out because that could also dictate the QQQ. So we'll see how what this causes for the QQQ. It could actually pop a bit and eventually come back down lower. So watch it. I think it's going to likely remain in this range. And then finally, we have Apple stock. Apple, in my opinion, is trying to pop actually, and this is because some good news came out. So we broke past 172.5. Our next target is going to be closer to about, we have 173.5, which is where we had some resistance, followed by 174. This entire range is going to be our resistance, excuse me, area. So we'll see what Apple does here. If we do break past this, then 175 is next, but it's still range bound nonetheless. It's still within this range between 170.9 and 174. So it does have potential to push a little higher, but it might just continue to shuffle, and we're still within this range. So I think Apple's showing some strength. It could push a little bit higher, but like I said before, be careful with it because we're approaching some tough resistance closer to about 174, and we're still within the range, so we haven't officially broken out yet. All right, so for Tesla, guys, I'm sorry. Bad news keeps coming. It is what it is. I know it's not what you want to hear, but we have to be honest. We're not in the best of places for Tesla. It's the most shorted stock in America, and this just has to happen. Things like this are normal, but I just see this as a very, very big blessing because when this thing drops, if it keeps dropping lower and lower, we have more opportunities to buy the dips on Tesla because the long term is still very bright. I'm a big Tesla bull. Anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you guys found value in this. I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Thank you. Take care. Do what you have to do. Watch your levels, and peace out.